Hello, this is New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com. Today is the 23rd of October 2020, and in this little video I'm going to revisit a blog post I put up on the 24th of August last year, 2019, which looked at the Raven box set, the neat albums 1981 to 1984. Before we start to get into that, the usual request, if I may, and that is if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, please, that would be top stuff indeed, and certainly appreciated. So if you would, thank you. Anyway, Raven, man, what can we say about them? Raven, they were around the original the Wobham days, and they were fantastic. Well, they still are today, for that matter. But with this little box set, the neat albums 1981 to 1984, it's a monster slab of classic new wave of British heavy metal. You know, those first three albums were outstanding on their own, and then chuck in the live album as well. Fantastic. All the stuff they did on Neat Records back then. And Neat, of course, were a very new wave of British heavy metal friendly label with lots of the Wobham bands signed to them back in the day. And you know, Raven just one of them. Neat were based in the north, up in the northeast of England, where Raven came from, and it was quite a Wobham stronghold up there at the time. And you know, such contemporaries of Ravens such as White Spirit, Tigers of Pantang, Fist, all from the same area. And if I remember properly, although I might not, I think they were all on Neat as well, but at one time or another. But anyway, that's a slight digression in it. Anyway, in this package, so you can really marvel at just how good Raven were back then. You know, you've got Rock Till You Drop, Wiped Out, and All for One, and also Live at the Inferno. And this was all with Neat before the bigger labels came and swooped them up, and they signed that contract with Atlantic Records. Everything in this box set, it's blistering stuff, really is. Hard, heavy, powerful, athletic, really pacey. Massive, chunky, brutal, strong riffs, some really manic solos, huge, powerful drumming, and a vocal performance that out Halford's Rob Halford. For me, the vocals are just wow, on another planet. And in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, of course, these Raven albums that we've got here from the neat years are all better than anything talking about Rob Halford. They're better than anything Judas Priest were doing at the time. And, you know, it's in parts it's not unlike Priest, but it's got far more muscle to it for me. I think Raven much better than Judas Priest. But again, that's my opinion. Don't come shouting at me saying I'm wrong or how can I say such a thing. I'm saying it because it's my opinion. Okay? Thank you. And, you know, Rock Till You Drop is as fine a debut as any new wave of British heavy metal act did at the time. You know, even like, you know, people talk about Iron Maiden's debut, but put on Rock Till You Drop and tell me which one you prefer, honestly. Hard Ride, Hell Patrol, Nobody's Hero. Phenomenal top level stuff. As is the barking mad cover of Sweet's Hellraiser and Action. Now, you know, I'm not a big fan of covers. I think it's sometimes a lazy thing that a band does, but you listen to their covers of Hellraiser and Action, and manic stuff. And even the album closer, Tyrant of the Airwaves, it's a standout amongst an album of standouts for me. That first album, phenomenal. The follow-up, Wiped Out, was perhaps a little bit rushed, as the label wanted the band to try and capitalise on the success of that first album. It doesn't make it any less of a powerful listen, and it's got more of that muscular, really hard-hitting style, and it's all good. But, you know, probably could have been a little better if they were given a little bit more time to do it. But, you know, still an excellent album. And you know, Raven's potential was starting to get noticed around this time, and they bagged some big touring slots, supporting the likes of Motorhead, Girls' School, and even Anvil. There's another. I'll have to do something about Anvil one of these days. They went on the road in America with Anvil even. So the momentum was building. Raven were going places, And then that third album, All for One, that showed again what a force Raven were. And that album had a higher quality production because we've got Michael Wagner and, of course, the great Udo Dirkschneider as well producing it. Fantastic stuff. Anyway, it really looked good for Raven with those first 3 albums and all the momentum that they'd build up. More touring followed. They were back in America. They toured with Metallica, would you believe? And when they came back from that tour, that would be the end of the band's association with Neat. And they went with Atlantic, a far bigger label. But that switch up to the major record label wouldn't put Raven as far up as the tree as the talent deserved. And you know, they've done quite well for themselves, but probably not as well as those first 3 albums indicated they might do. They stand the test of time really well. Really do. It's excellent stuff even to this day. So enjoy this box set if you pick it up. I would hope that you do, particularly if you're an old Nawabum fan like me that's long since destroyed their old vinyl copies. You'll like to replace that. But even if not, if you like wild over the top stuff, Raven and this box set are probably for you. Encourage you to check it out if you'd like to. As ever, there is a link in the description underneath the video to the box set on Amazon, and also back to the post on the website if you'd like to read that. So do that if you'd like to, and of course please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'd appreciate that. And finally, as always, thanks for listening and take care.